Hello, everyone. Alright, so my clan name is Jolan Tru. We are a mountain clan on Xbox One. And I just want to go through and show off my dojo. So we're gonna start in the back and just kind of work our way up. I'm actually holding a microphone with one hand and then a controller with another, so please forgive me if my movements aren't super great. Alright, so this first room is the Stargate terminal. Stargate, both SG-1 and Atlantis, are two of my favorite TV shows. So I built this room as kind of an ode to Stargate. And here's the Stargate that I built with the DHD right in front of it there, which DHD is a dial home device. I'll just kind of walk around it a little bit. And then in the show, they have like steam coming from it with the little clamps that are connected to it. So I tried to kind of do it that, and I wanted to make it look as close as possible to the original Stargate from the SG-1 show. And then I also wanted it to be sort of like a airplane terminal, because in one of the episodes, like in the future, the Stargate, you know, kind of replaces airplanes, and to travel to different planets, the whole population just comes through and you schedule a trip to the Stargate at the terminal. So this is kind of my little Orokin version of that terminal, with the fences up dividing from, you know, the back maintenance areas of where you would go to work on the Stargate. Boom. And then upstairs is actually our clan donations room, where people just come in here and they donate either credits or decorations to the treasury post here or into the mini statues. As you can see, they're all blue right now, which means someone just recently filled them all up, and then I'll reset them back to yellow here in a short. But moving on to the next room, I actually just built this one when we got the nature decorations update on console. This is kind of, I called it the Batcave, but it's also kind of Tomb Raider inspired as well. Just kind of run around, you can see waterfall. And I actually used the little koi fish pond decoration and put the rocks around it to make it look like it was a natural thing going on with the waterfall. These are the giant Bomberman mech dudes that I made. I'm a big fan of the video game Bomberman. I used to play it when I was younger, so I made two giant Bombermen and stuck them in the Batcave just for shits and giggles. And this here is just kind of like a little meeting area with a fireplace where people can come, sit down, take a load off, enjoy the fire, whilst the Bomberman dudes watch over them. And the teleporter to get here is actually over here. And let's see, this room in particular probably took me about 10 to 12 hours to build. Another waterfall, I did two in here. And I actually think it turned out really well. I was actually impressed with myself when all the decorations were complete and I was able to see it finalized. Alright, so next up, this is our hall where we have all of our labs, but it's also, I wanted to make it kind of like a marketplace area, since the labs are where you go to buy, you know, stuff. I wanted it to be kind of like a marketplace area. So down here I made some kind of cafe style booths with the Orokin tea set, a little fruit basket underneath the tree, and I like symmetry, so I did it on both sides, along with our little Dax shrines / Teshin shrines. But on the one side I did a drink bar over here. This is our drink bar. So yeah, drink bar on this side, and then on the other side I did a food bar. This is our food bar. You can see the fish on display and lots of fruit baskets. for the 10-0 to come get some eat. You know what I'm saying? With a little stove here. I had a set of stove on the bar side too. I like the little pot. I wish I could have filled it with something other than that blue dust, but whatever. It looks kind of cool there. And then the labs, I kind of just tried to theme them after what they were. You know, the Grenier one, I kept it kind of Grenier themed with the colors and the decorations. Pacifism trophy. Over here is the Corpus one. Corpus Dojo lab here. So trying to keep them themed with what they are. Across the way is the 10-0 lab. Just kind of made it look like the argon crystal, which is kind of growing out of the walls randomly. I don't know why, but I thought it looked kind of sweet. Probably spent, I've been building on this dojo for about 3 years now, maybe even a little bit longer, but in that 3 years I've spent hundreds of hours working on the dojo. There's one of my clan members here in the bio lab, but I wanted this to look kind of like an infested, but also have like kind of like a back alley, dark alley kind of vibe to it with the little trash cans on fire. And then I actually use the ship decorations a lot in here with the little spores and whatnot to give it that infested feel. Got the spores coming out of Buddha there. Infested little fella. And then up here, boom. This is our main spawn room where you spawn in at. You spawn like roughly right about here. Spawn point teleporter where you can, you know, go. I tried to put the teleported to all the relative places in the dojo. Oh yeah, one spot I forgot to show you guys here is the arcade. Oop. And then you can teleport here too other than jumping up. But yeah, but 4 arcade machines in here, so you can come in and, you know, pick Frame Fighter, or if you have those 2 unlocked, you can play those too. I actually don't do a lot of Samara stuff, so need to get some standing to get the little ROMs to unlock those. But yeah, instead of just placing the thing down, I kind of put these Roken decorations, the display thing behind it, and the little shields on the left and right to kind of make it look more like a Roken themed arcade console. So that's the little arcade area there. You can see it up in the air. Back to the spawn room. So yeah, I told you about the teleporter coming up here. I made waterfalls in the spawn room, one on either side. Like I said, I really like things to be symmetrical, so I try to keep things in symmetry when I can. Waterfall on this side, and then lots of nature decorations. Wanted it to be kind of a Roken theme, but also a little bit Tuna themed and nature themed as well. So the spawn room's kind of really a mashup of all the things that I like about my dojo. I definitely have our event trophies on display in here. Would love to have the gold trophy for this decoration contest. That would be tops. That would make my entire life. I could retire happy. Hint. All right, so up here, this is, I think I called it, at one point it was called Noisemaker Balcony, but I changed it to Music Maker Balcony. And this is just where we have the little drums and the bells. People come up here and make noise or whatever. And some clan members there just chilling, but like I said, we're a mountain clan, so there's often people in the dojo doing whatever it is they do. Over here is where we have our dueling rooms. I made 3 different dueling rooms. This first one is our double-decker dueling room. So you got, you know, duel up here or go up the ramps and fight on the 2nd floor. But I also made these little corner places so you could jump up and then try and dive down, hit from above, death from above type stuff. Over here is our boxing arena, complete with the bell, so that you can ring the bell to start the match. here. I called this the totem arena, where I just kind of made like a little totem. This one is more for gun battles than it is melee battles. So there's a lot of obstacles around. You gotta try and shoot past or around them to hit your target. And then I also made the little catwalk up here at the top for people to jump up to during the match. That's all within the arena. Across the hall. Our Roken lab. This is our Roken lab here. Of course, I tried to keep it Roken themed. And this is a door that I left open for future dojo expansion, but I kind of wanted something in front of it so it didn't just look like a dead end. So that's what that is. And this here is the custom obstacle course. You can see the best clan times on there currently. I'm not going to actually run through it, but I'll try and give you the sky view of it. And then there it is. There's a lot of like different hallways and obstacles and things to go through. I think the fastest anybody's ever got on here was, I think, between a minute and 4 seconds. Most people average around a minute and 30, and then when people finish it the first time, it's usually closer to 2 minutes. But after practice, get down to an average of 1:30, and the really good players who do it a lot in the clan have gotten it down to about a minute and 4 seconds. And then in here, boom, our observation lounge. You can see our dragon off there in the distance on the front porch. I'm actually gonna have to take the teleporter to get to that. But so this is our observation lounge, which on the I named it navigation and arsenal on the thing, since that's what you do here. You come to hit up the navigation console, or to go over here to do your arsenal thing. I also threw an arcade machine in here, since you navigate from here. You might as well be able to navigate to the frame fighter and other stuff from here as well. Before I teleport out there, you can get a little kind of bird's eye view of our front porch. That is a dragon that I built. He's kind of a mix of Orokin, Grenier, and Corpus stuff. But yeah, it took me about 3 days to build him. I probably spent more time on him than any other one thing in the dojo. And as you can see down there, there's a little thing for the Ascension. We do our Ascension ceremonies out there as well. But yeah, I'll teleport out there in a second. But you can teleport straight out there, or above where I'm at right now is the space which is just kind of a cool place to go. People can come out here and take screenshots of their Warframes, fashion frames, operators, whatever, with the space all around them for some nice, good space shots. Or you can get a really nice bird's eye view of the dragon from up here as well. And you can jump down there as well. I really kind of wanted to have him kind of a serpent, like Chinese-style dragon, kind of wrapped around the Ascension area. So I guess he's kind of guarding the Ascension area here. Next up will probably be, I think, the nature trail. So I really love the garden rooms, and I wanted to do something with them, but they don't really have a purpose other than looking really cool. So I just figured I might as well put all the cool looking nature rooms together and make one just big nature trail and give it its own floor. So this is the elevator down to the nature trail. You can take a teleporter down there as well. So this is the main first room of the nature trail. Kind of a night style theme because of these glowing lamps, so I wanted it to be dark in here so you could see those lighting up really nice with the little glowy mushrooms. This is I gave this nature room more of a trippy feel than the other rooms, but kind of a gazebo here in the middle with the cherry tree on top of it, and that's the teleporter in case you don't want to wait in the elevator. You can just teleport straight down here. And just working our way around the nature trail. This one I made a couple of waterfalls in here. Really love that waterfall decoration, although the fish pond is really the only water decoration that you can set down for the waterfall water to roll into. So I was able to use it in here since there's already water as part of the room. I do wish they would add some more water decorations though to go along with the waterfall. That would be dope. But so yeah, use some of the new trees and decorations in here. Had some of the older decorations that I replaced, kept some of them, and this is what I came up with. Next up is our campsite area of the nature trail, which I really love the red trees, as you can probably already tell from my spawn room and a couple of the other rooms. I just love the red trees. I do wish they would lower the decoration capacity of them from 3 down to 1, like the green trees, which are can get even bigger than these. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, so this is our camping area. Put a little Orokin tea set over here. You can warm it up over the campfire. And made this the tent with I think some grenier walls or something. And then for the sleeping bags, I used the Ostron rugs. And then those are actually the little Ostron Cetus meat slab things that I thought they looked kind of like pillows, so that's what I used them as. I thought it turned out pretty nice actually. And then, yeah, so this is our camping area. Alright, next up, this is our more swampy room. I did put some waterfalls in here as well. I'm a big fan of the waterfalls, if you can't tell by now. Putting a nice big cherry tree in here. I love the way the cherry trees look under the moonlight, like they do on Lua, so I had to put me a cherry tree in here. Normally this is all water, but like I said, I made islands in the water with some other decorations on them. Since lily pads were in the water, I figured there might as well be some actual like lily pad looking stuff growing up out of it to kind of add to that flavor. Since it's got glowy lamps and stuff in here. I didn't make it quite as dark as the first room with the gazebo, but I wanted it to be, you know, a little bit darker to where you could see the nice glowy lamps and give it a kind of dusk, evening, almost nighttime vibe to it. Next up, this room was pretty much all sand when I first started working on it, but I wanted it to be sort of foresty, but kind of beachy at the same time, so I feel like I succeeded in that. And maybe the little bridges to go over the water. And then last but not least up would be, this is the dead of night part of the nature trail. With the little lamps going along to kind of light the way, because without them you would not be able to see the walkway. And another little campfire in here in case people want to stop off and, you know, just chill out for a few. And boom, that's pretty much it for the nature trail, I do believe. I do have hallways connecting all the rooms on the outer perimeter, and I wanted those to be nature themed as well, so here's just kind of an example of those. Alright, and I believe the last thing in the dojo, which you really don't need to show you, but I guess I will anyway, is the power level, where I put all the, the barracks and the little oracle room here. Since it's the power level, I wanted it to be kind of power themed, like, you know, where the whole level kind of felt like you knew this is where the power to the rest of the dojo was coming from. So I used a lot of pipes and electricity and corpus style decorations on this floor to give it that real power vibe. Pretty much, yeah, this is just all the power rooms. And we can just go straight through because there's a lot of them. And then I put the first clan hall up here, since that's really the only one that you can remove. Since it doesn't have a child hall, this is the only one you can move around. I really wish you could move the other halls around like you could this one, but you know, whatevs. So it's still power themed because this is the power level, of course. But I threw a little donations post in here and made this side of the room kind of nature themed because I just really love the nature decorations. And then since you have to build this Hall of Honor thing for the clan XP, I put that up here on the power level too, since it doesn't really serve a purpose other than to get the XP, along with a couple more, you know, power rooms, micro rooms. And I believe that pretty much does it for the dojo. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I've got my fingers crossed for a win. Thank you very much, and goodbye.